Here are my top 3 exercises to melt away your low back pain. Most low back issues come from 3 common deficits. And I know it can get confusing with literally thousands of accounts and millions of videos on the internet showing quick back pain fixes. Some help, some hurt, and often you're left frustrated and confused on what you should do. Right? Well, my name is Dr. Grant Elliott, and we've helped thousands with back pain and sciatica fully recover through our one-on-one online coaching program. And in this episode, I'm going to teach you the top 3 reasons for back pain and how you can fix each one. Now, the first exercise I'm going to teach you is a result of our chronic sitting culture that exists across the world that is creating something called flexion intolerant low back pain. What does this mean? It means your low back does not like flexion or bending. What does that mean? These are individuals where flexion or bending forward of the spine increases symptoms. So things like sitting long periods, bending forward to put your socks and shoes on or pick up something off the floor, or maybe even sitting for a really long time. And then you go to stand up and it's really tight to stand up straight. These are the most common symptoms associated with flexion intolerant low back pain. And this is usually the result of the chronic sitting culture we have that is in combination with some other habits and some other deficits. Quick reminder, like the video. So because you have a back issue that is sensitive to flexion, but you're also sitting in a flexed position all day long, your body is getting tons of flexion. And what it needs is the opposite with a little twist, literally. So this first exercise I call our Cobra Scorpion. You're going to lay flat on the floor or on a couch or on a bed if you're not able to get on the floor. You're going to prop up on your elbows like you are watching TV or reading a book, right? So you're in an extended position. We're in the opposite direction of sitting. Your back is rounded. Now it's extended. We're giving ourselves the opposite. Now you're going to bend your knees to flex your hamstrings a bit. This is going to increase the stretch on your hip flexors. Now, since you're resting on the elbows, knees bent, now you're going to rotate both legs back and forth to now add in rotation, because the most common restrictions we have in our chronic sitting culture are extension, because we don't get enough of it, and rotation, because we don't get enough of it. So it's just like if my elbow was flexed like this all day long, it would hurt. But if I had extended all day long, it would hurt too. I need both motions equally throughout the day. Your low back is the same thing. We're combating the flexion, giving it some extension, and then giving it some of that rotation that it has developed restrictions with as a result. Now, the second exercise I'm going to teach you is a result of tight hips affecting our lower back. Everybody complains about tight hips, right? And if you have tight hips, it will put more pressure and more stress on your lower back because your lumbopelvic region all works together. And if your hips are not properly moving, your pelvis and your low back have to move more to compensate. It's like if you wore really tight jeans or really tight leather pants that didn't stretch at all, and I asked you to squat down to the ground, you'd look a little funky, right? All other areas would have to move to compensate. It's just like that. And the best athletes move through their hips. So we got to make sure we free up those hips to free up the low back. So what you're going to do is get into our tactical frog exercise. On the ground, all fours, you're going to bring those knees out nice and wide as you can comfortably. You're going to sit back as deep as you can. This is going to open up your adductors, open up your hips, really stretch out that groin. And now you're going to move forward out of this deep position. And as you move forward, you're going to pick one leg at a time to internally rotate. So you're sitting back as far as you can, you rock forward, you rotate one leg forward, rotating that foot up and over as far as you possibly can, alternating each side. This is going to help unlock your hip in its full range of motion. So there are many other hip exercises we could do to focus on other areas. But if I can only give you one for the hips, this one is going to help you open them up immensely. You will feel so much more mobile after doing it. And the ability to add in this additional internal rotation component is going to help move all the key areas at once. And you're not going to feel like you're wearing tight leather jeans after. Hey, real quick, I know you're struggling with pain and obviously want to fix it. So if you just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, I will send you my free back pain fix demo. Just text that number and you can fix your pain. Thank me later. Back to the show. The third and final exercise I'm going to teach you is for those individuals where glute and core strength might be a missing component. Now, one thing we want to be clear is that the classic myth of your back hurts because your core is weak or your back hurts because your glutes are weak, those are not true. We have had elite powerlifters, elite strongmen, elite athletes come to us and say that that's what they were told, and we just laugh about it because these are some of the strongest people on the planet. Their back doesn't hurt because their glutes and core are weak. That's actually no evidence to substantiate that. So that is a myth. That is not true. But glute and core function can be involved. It might be involved for some people. So this movement is for you. For this exercise, you're going to lay down in a side plank position. Now you're going to hold the side plank and you're going to raise the top leg as high as you possibly can. This is called a side plank leg raise and specifically targets the bottom glute med and the QL. The glute med is a primary hip stabilizer and is really important in hip function, even knee function, and low back function as well. This exercise was found to provide the highest level of activation in this particular muscle. Because you're in a side plank position, you're also activating and training the QL, a primary spine stabilizer, which I've made many videos about. And a lot of individuals, although they might have strong glutes and a strong core, they might not be effectively targeting their glute med specifically or their QL specifically. And a lot of people like to try to stretch that QL out because they're seeing all these stretches or stretch their core out in different ways when really we should be strengthening it more than we should probably be stretching it. Now, for the people who are on the bandwagon of glute weakness does cause back pain, the studies that show that discuss how glute med weakness was found in individuals with back pain. But let's think about this. Doesn't it make sense that if someone has back pain, they're probably not going to be able to use the muscles around the low back as effectively? Like if you sprained your ankle, it would be difficult to flex your calf or to flex your foot, right? Well, any of your hip muscles are right around your lower back. If your back hurts and moving your hip or moving your glutes is going to trigger it, your brain's probably not going to want to flex that muscle very much. So it makes sense. Also, if someone has back pain, they're probably not going to be as active. They're probably not going to be exercising as much. Therefore, the muscles will get weaker and atrophy a bit. So we have to discuss correlation versus causation. Causation? No. Correlation? Probably. But improving the function of these areas is only going to help support your foundation around your spine. So these 3 exercises will help you cover the main angles for what causes most back issues: sitting for long periods, tight hips, and weak core or glutes. Now you can put these all together, and these will help a vast majority of people out there who are watching this video right now. However, some of you require a different approach. You might need them in a different order. You might need more specific movements. You might need different frequencies or different prescriptions. Just like people need different drug prescriptions. It's the same process. So if you found this video to be helpful, but you're looking for a little bit more, something that's a little bit more specific for you, then I've got something for you. Just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509 to get a tailored step-by-step plan to permanently fix your back or sciatica issues using my centralization process. This way you won't have to guess on your own. We can help guide you and you can have a roadmap to success. So don't wait. Take action now so that we can help you get the life that you deserve. Please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Please join my Facebook group, RehabFix Low Back Program, for more free content, resources, and guides. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.